Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be answering a few of your questions. So if you're interested to see what I've got to say, then just continue to watch. So dangerous, I get this rush. Hi guys, if you are new here, welcome, and my name is Juliet and I do 3 videos a week on all sorts. I do lots of beauty, fashion, lifestyle. If that's the kind of thing you're interested in, there is a little subscribe button down there in red somewhere. I would love for you to click that and stick around. It's completely free and entirely up to you, but without further ado, let's get into today's video. So I actually put some questions out on Instagram and on my YouTube, and I got so many responses. Thank you so much for asking me all the questions. I actually got that many that I have split them into questions for me, questions to answer in like a husband and wife Q&A, and then I'm going to do a YouTube based Q&A because so many people ask me YouTube questions, but I know not everybody is interested in those, so I'm going to split them out differently. So first of all, let's just notice the fact that one, I'm pale as anything because I've taken all my fake tan off, and it's really hot in the UK, and I've sat out in the garden today and I look a bit red. So never normally burn, but should have put sun cream on, shouldn't I? Also, let me just address, if you hear the noise in the background, Matt's got back from work and he's decided to cut the hedge out the back of the garden, which is also setting the dog off next door barking, so we're not having the best start. So let's answer the beauty questions first. So I had a few people ask me what tan I use. I normally use the Skinny Tan tanning range, and I use from them the Wonder Serum for my face and then the Express Mousse for the rest of me. But I haven't fake tanned in about 2 weeks because Matt bought me a spray tan machine, so I'm going to give that a go. Watch this space for a video. So that is why I've got no fake tan on at the moment. I had the question again, would you ever dye your hair dark? I did answer that in my last Q&A. I have had dark hair once in my life and it was awful, and I would never do it again. It's a quick answer. Why is your skin so amazing? That is off my friend Courtney. Thank you, Courtney. I honestly do feel that my skin is so much better. I mean, I've never really suffered with my skin. I've been really lucky with that. But I have actually been using for the past 12 months The Ordinary, and I did a video on the products I use from them the other day, so I will leave that linked below. But that honestly is all the skincare I use really at the moment. I do use the Elemis night cream as well, which I love. This honestly smells like a spa day. This is the Elemis Pro Collagen Overnight Matrix, and I do love this. Favourite makeup setting spray? I'm really crap and have never even used a makeup setting spray. I used to use hairspray years ago. Did anyone else ever used to do that? Like when they finish the makeup, put hairspray over the face? That's probably a bit hazardous and not advised. So what's your favourite makeup setting spray, guys? That would be interesting to know. Somebody else has asked about my skincare routine. Again, I have done a video on that, so I'll make sure I leave that linked below. What is a good purple shampoo, not too expensive, from Amazon? Okay, so I always use the Fudge purple shampoo, which I always link in my videos. However, I got recommended to use the purple shampoo called Fanola, and I bought that about a month ago, and it is really good. I do like it. I've not been using it long enough to say it's better than the Fudge one, but it is cheaper, so I will leave that linked below. I think it was only about £13 for a litre bottle, so for a smaller bottle it shouldn't be too expensive. So all the beauty ones. Somebody's asked me, do you have any tips for coping with the current situation? Love your Insta and YouTube. Thank you so much. I did do a video on like staying positive in this time, so I'll definitely leave that linked below. I think as weeks have gone on, I think we're all finding it very difficult. I think we're all in different situations, because me, for example, Matt is still going out to work, but I have got both boys at home. Normally when they get a bit wired or too hyper, I will go out, and we can't do that. So I think this last week I've really struggled, and I've tried my hardest to stick to those positive things that I was talked about, and I'm just trying to take each day as it comes and know that we are all healthy and we are all safe at the moment, and that is the most important thing. My biggest part of advice on anything like this is always try and find the net positives in the negative, and I will stick by that statement with everything. Find the positives in the negatives and be grateful, and I promise that will really help you. This one is good. What was your career plans when you were in your teens? So funnily enough, I actually wanted to be a barrister. I love law. I really enjoy talking, as you I've gathered, and I also love arguing, as my husband would probably tell you. I always like to be right. I like to put an argument together and have evidence to back it up, and it's something I would have loved to have done, but I went to a really good college and I really didn't like my law teacher, and I made the silly mistake of dropping out. It was quite a bad time in my life when I went to college, and so I left, and I was actually doing maths and law at college. I left, and it was the biggest mistake I ever made, because then 3 years later I decided to go to university and had to go back to college. But I actually did business, and I have always probably wanted to have my own business. That is what I've always wanted to do, but what in I've never really known, which is why I love YouTube so much, because it's kind of my little baby now, and it's like I can treat it as a business, which I like. Would you or have you ever done up a house that totally needs redoing? Yes. The answer is yes. The house that we are sitting in right now was a repossession. It was completely derelict. You could sit in the living room and see all the way up to the top of the house, like to the rafters. And I actually bought this house 12 years ago now, when I was 18, 19, and I did it up pretty much myself. Well, when I say myself, like with not a lot of contractors. I had somebody to come in and do the plastering, and that was pretty much it, and the carpets and the boiler. Obviously I'm not a plumber, and the electrics. Okay, so I didn't do all of it myself, but you know what I mean. I got the tradesmen in to do the things that I had to, but then I did everything else myself, and I have changed it room by room. We have had an extension here, so it has been a house that we've done a little by little over a lot of years, and I've loved every single minute of it, and I would definitely do it again. Here's my dream now, to build my own house. I don't know if I've mentioned that on here before. I know I have over on my Instagram, but yeah, my dream in life is to build my own house one day. I like this one. If you were given £500,000 tomorrow, what would you spend it on? Okay, really boring. Alright, we ready? Me and Matt always play the game of, if you were given £1 million, what would you buy? So I would pay my mum and dad's mortgage off and buy them a nice car each, because my mum and dad have always given us the best and put themselves last, and so I would love to give something back to them. So, but I'd pay the mortgage off and buy them a nice car each and take them out for dinner. I would put some in savings, and then we would probably look at building our own house. It's an investment into property. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and it would give us the money to buy the land and start a build, and then go on a nice holiday and buy a, well, I actually really like my car, but I would probably pay for Matt's car to get fixed, because he's got a Lotus Elise that he's trying to like do up. Pretty boring really. I would definitely go shopping to Primark. I doubt I would go anywhere different. I would just have a massive spending spree, and then I'd probably do a nice giveaway on here for you guys. Yeah, I'd just help as many of my friends and family that I could, and so yeah, that is probably what I would do if I had that money. Really fun, aren't I? Would you ever go on I'm a Celeb? Another thing that we have actually talked about, funny enough. I don't know whether I would. I'd love the experience, but I don't know whether I could stay away from my kids that long, and I also really don't like spiders, or any creepy crawlies for that matter. I don't mind snakes and like alligators and like all that kind of thing, like reptiles and mice and rats, I don't mind, but spiders, you know, when they put those massive What are your hobbies? So I love to sing. That is a big hobby of mine, and I don't really have any hobbies. It was actually one of my New Year's resolutions to get a hobby, and I was going to go and start netball, and then this all happened, so still have no hobby really, apart from YouTube. YouTube is definitely a hobby. What phobia do you have? Okay, well that links to spiders. I do not like spiders. I also say spiders, it's more like creepy crawlies and things that fly at me, like wasps, bees, anything like that. I just don't like them. just not a fan. I also do not like deep water. Like, I am petrified of deep water. Don't like the sea. Like, I don't like not knowing what's underneath. That just freaks me out. And I also don't like small tunnels either. So, like, you know, when we went caving once at school, and it was literally the worst experience of my life. I hate being confined in like small tunnels and things like that. Like, I just really do not like that. Do I want any more children? This was asked on my last Q&A as well, so I will leave that link below. But the short and sweet answer is no, not really. I will never say never, but no. I think me and Matt are both in agreement that we are happy with the 2 boys, and although what will be, we are happy with just the 2 boys. I love this one. Where would you like to be 3 years from now, and why? I would like to have my YouTube channel be successful and keep going. I think 3 years might be a bit optimistic, maybe 5. And I would also like to have my own brand. I have a few ideas in my mind that I would really like to do. As you know, you know I love my DIY beauty, and so I would love to, like, not just have my own brand as in buy products in and sell them with my brand on. I would really like to create a beauty product, like something new, something innovative, something different, something that is me, and maybe create something that can be brought across a few different products within beauty. So I know what I'm thinking in my head. It's very, very early days, but that is what I would like to do, and what would be my goal for in like 3 to 5 years time. What is my favourite drink? Okay, I'm gonna go all drinks. So my favourite hot drink is a cup of tea. Has to be really milky, has to have 2 sugars. I can't drink it any other way. Alcoholic wise, I love Lidl do a Hortus rhubarb and ginger gin, and I love that with diet lemonade or with tonic, or martini asti. Yeah, quite simply. Okay, so I think I mentioned it, that I would really like to be a TV presenter. So a couple of people picked up on it on my Instagram and said, would you prefer to stay as a content creator, or would you prefer to be a presenter? And the answer is I would probably like to do both. If being a presenter was a full-time job, I would totally do it, but I love to be able to create content. One of my favourite parts of YouTube is creating something, filming it, editing it and watching it back and being proud of it. And so I definitely think I would love to do a bit of both, but I think I couldn't ever not be a content creator. I think I've found a love for it and a passion for it that I've never had before. So I'm going to cheat a little and say I would like to do a bit of both if I could. Maybe presenter as my day job, content creator as my hobby. And leading on for that, what TV programme would you love to present? So, I'm going to say it, I'm going to put it out there. I would love to present This Morning. I would love to be the next Holly Willoughby. I absolutely love watching her. I love watching that programme, and I would love to present it. Yeah, okay, that is like never gonna happen. But that's the kind of thing that I would like to present. If you were a candy bar, which would you be? I love this question, but I'm going to have to really think about it. Do you know what I'm gonna say? A picnic. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a little bit fruity, I'm a little bit nutty. I like the fact that with a picnic you are kind of surprised at how much is inside it. You always think it's just a chocolate bar, and then there's just so much more to it, which is like how I like to think. I think a lot of people, when they meet me, they're always really shocked at either they don't expect me to be like have a brain cell, or they don't expect me to have a sense of humour. Like, people don't, I always get judged, like, you know how they say you always judge a book by its cover? I totally get that all the time. Like, none of the school moms speak to me, nobody thinks I'm approachable, which is so silly because I would literally speak to anyone. I love people. I hate to think that anybody hates me. But yeah, just goes to show sometimes the outside is no reflection of what you're like inside. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a picnic. only because I couldn't think of anything else, to be honest. But yeah, that is it. That is all your questions. I've got so many though, so like I say, I'm going to do another one with Matt, and I'm going to do another one dedicated to YouTube. And yeah, if there are any more questions, please leave them in the comments below. I always love to answer your questions. And yeah, if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I would love for you to subscribe and stick around. And until next time guys, I'm going to go and put some after sun on my shoulders. So yeah, speak to you soon guys, take care, bye.